of the issues with Cobb's testimony was mentioned by Kerry O'Brien during his opening statement. This idea that it took him 4 years to decide to paint the finger at Erica Stefanko.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that? That's a pretty big hurdle to overcome.
Yeah, I think it's a huge hurdle, but I also think that the evidence is such where it's fine and you can overcome it as a prosecutor. I think that the defenses in this case are a little bit more tricky. Oftentimes people, decide to start sharing information. I would make a lot of hay of this as a defense attorney. I think the defense attorney did a fantastic job in his opening. He was a very good storyteller, and you really got the sense of the why did he do this? Why did he wait so long? And so it's going to be difficult for the prosecution to overcome that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult case for the defense without question, but I agree with you. I think the defense is taking the right approach and also did a great job on opening statements. But I want to get both of your opinions on some of the restrictions in the courtroom. And I ask this of all the attorneys that come on because it's something that I'm struggling with, this idea. We talked about connecting with juries, doing a good job, storytelling. All those things require connecting. And I just feel like some of these restrictions for COVID prevent that on a number of levels, preventing you from connecting with your client, prevent you from connecting with jurors. And I know both of you are actively involved in cases, and I want to know how you feel. First, Kira, I'll go to you, and you mentioned it a little bit earlier, but I want to get your feeling about how this might affect a defendant's right to a fair trial and how it might affect you doing the best job you can for your client.
I mean, definitely, if there's a physical barrier, which there are, I know Chanley Painter had commented there are, like, as we can see here, the plexiglass is everywhere. Even though it's clear, it's still a physical barrier. The masks, right? Everyone wearing masks, the witnesses, the judge wearing a mask, the defense attorney, the prosecutor, everyone wearing masks and having to talk. You miss all of this going on in terms of the connecting. However, given the fact that this has been global, not just national, but global, that we as people trying to live in this craziness have gotten accustomed to this, I think that's actually helped here. So if this was a one-off kind of thing, it would be more like, oh, well, man, this is definitely not a fair trial, file the, motion for new trial, whatever that you need to do. But in this case, because we as, a nation, as a people, globally even are accustomed to this, I think that helps and doesn't take away as much. But are there barriers there? Yes. Is there an issue with connecting? Yes, that is going to be there. But are we doing the best we can with what we have? I think that'll have to be seen.
Christa, let me get your opinion on that as well.
In California here, it's county by county how presiding judges are allowing court trials or jury trials to proceed. I cannot imagine a situation where I've got jurors all around me, not in one spot. I think I would have opted for one of the masks that have the clear, so you could see my face. But what troubles me is not being able to see a juror's face. And not being able to know, particularly during, voir dire, but even later in the trial during examination of witnesses, you're oftentimes picking up on clues that are happening all around you in the courtroom. And when you have jurors behind you, it's troubling.